Welcome back to Catherine's Plates. I'm going to show you how to make crock-pot teriyaki pineapple chicken sliders. Delicious. I've already got my crock-pot teriyaki chicken done. I'm going to show you how I did that really quickly, and then I'm going to show you how I built those sliders up. You ready? Let's go ahead and get started. I'm using a 6-quart crock pot this morning. I'm going to spray the bottom and the sides with some non-stick cooking spray to help the chicken keep from sticking to our crock pot. Okay, I've rinsed off and patted dry 4 chicken breasts. These are skinless, boneless. About 2 pounds we're looking at here. I'm going to place these in the bottom of my crock pot. I have a recipe for homemade teriyaki sauce, which I'm going to show you how to make. Now you can either do that or you can go to the store and get the teriyaki sauce right here. There's just a few extra ingredients and some preservatives probably and additives, but you can certainly use this. But I'm going to keep it really nice and fresh right here. To make my homemade teriyaki sauce, all you're going to need: half a cup of chicken broth, half a cup of apple cider vinegar, or if you have rice vinegar, you can use that. Got half a cup of light brown sugar, half a cup of soy sauce. Now this is just less sodium version. 3 tablespoons of minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of minced ginger. Got some salt and some pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of each. Okay, let's go ahead and just whisk this all together. I feel like I want to add a little more sweetness to it, so I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of honey here. All right, let's go ahead now and we're going to pour this all over our chicken. All right, I want to make sure that my chicken is nice and submerged. We're going to place our lid on this, and then we're going to cook it on high for 3 to 4 hours or low for 6 to 7 hours. Now it all depends on the size of your chicken. Mine's pretty thick, so I'm going to check it probably around the 3.5 to 4 hours if I'm doing this on high, or about the 6.5 hours on low. You want your chicken to be nice and tender and shreddable with forks. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so my chicken is done. It took about 4 hours on high, and it just breaks right apart like that. So what I'm going to do is pull out my chicken from the crock pot. I'm going to want to shred it, and then what I want to do is thicken this sauce that's in here. You want to leave little kind of chunks of the meat there so you can have some nice texture. It's so easy to pull apart. Now I would use my meat chopper just right inside of the crock pot, but since I want to add some cornstarch and thicken that gravy, I'm just going to pull my chicken out, let it sit here while I shred it until I thicken my gravy. What's nice is you can put like half of this in the freezer as a freezer meal and then pull it out when you're ready for it. It's got that delicious flavor. All right, I'm going to go ahead now and add my slurry. Now this is cornstarch, about 3 tablespoons and 1/4 cup of water. Mix this up. And then what I'm going to do is add my chicken back in. Doesn't that look good? I'm going to let this sit here. I want that chicken to absorb all of that juices in there. And we're going to start building our teriyaki pineapple chicken sliders. I'm going to be spraying a 9x13 baking dish with just some non-stick cooking spray. And then what you're going to need are some slider buns or rolls. I got some right here. What you're going to do is just split them in half like a sandwich bun. We're going to put the bottoms in first. and then just hang on to the tops. Now, my buns were already separated when they came out of the package, so I'm going to be cutting these individually. Or you can just take your knife and go all the way through them if they're all together. I'm using these right here. They're a brioche style butter rolls, and they're by Nature's Own. And they're so good. I've got some Swiss cheese. Now this is by the slice, or if you have the shreds, that's fine too. You can just put a handful on each roll. So I'm gonna half it. And then I'm gonna place half of it right on each roll. So take the half, just fold it over, make a little square, right on the roll. Okay, I'm going to cover the cheese with my teriyaki chicken. Okay, I'm using some pineapple rings. Now I'm going to cut these in half and then place each half onto the chicken. Now if you want to put the whole ring on there, you can do that. Okay, so I'm going to take the tops, and what I'm going to do is just very quickly, I'm just going to dip the inside of the top into the juice of the chicken, and then I'm going to place it on top of my pineapple. Layers and layers of flavor. We're not done yet though. Nope. If y'all have made sliders before, you know something else is going to happen. If you don't, y'all stay tuned. 3 of these are a normal size, so just keep that in mind when you make these. I've got half a stick of butter that I've melted. I'm going to add about a couple of teaspoons of parsley. That looks good. And then I'm going to add a little bit of onion powder. Stir this all together. You bring my rolls back over here. And then I'm just going to brush the melted butter mixture on top of the rolls. I'll link some more ideas for using slider rolls. I've done a lot of recipes on them. If you want other ideas, I'll link them down below. Plus, I'll link down below my crock-pot playlist. I have tons of recipes using the crock-pot. Perfect for the summer. I'm going to pop these in the oven that's been preheating at 350 degrees for just 8 to 10 minutes. That is to allow that cheese to melt and get ooey gooey on these. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, who's ready for teriyaki pineapple chicken sliders from the crock pot?
Oh, I am.
Make sure you dunk that top bread right into that gravy and put it on top. Delicious. Add some moisture to that bread. Nice and toasty, that bread, when you put it in the oven. That pineapple just offsets that teriyaki so good. If you get a chance, make the homemade teriyaki sauce, my recipe. Give me a thumbs up on this one, and if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and that bell notification so you'll know when my shows are posted. Don't forget to leave me a comment on what you think. I'm on Facebook, and also you can find me on my recipe blog, www.catherinesplates.com, for a whole lot more recipes. I will see y'all on my next episode.